A whopping 50 million people tune in to the must-see TV broadcast. It's an American tradition, just like turkey with all the trimmings, pumpkin pie, family gathered at your home.
It's always the thing to do on Thanksgiving is watch that with your family. It's always a special moment. I know that I've watched it for as long as I can remember.
Listen, we make a great team. I think you ought to call your agent.
Yeah. Mr. Matt Lauer, be afraid. Be very afraid.
I don't think you can mention Thanksgiving without people thinking of the Macy Parade, which is lovely. It's lovely to have a tradition like that.
Today, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is an extravaganza of technology and superstars.
Adrian Brody, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Y'all are doing a heck of a job out here.
Eric Estrada, he looks beautiful.
To really appreciate it all, you have to take a look back, way back to the very beginning, 1924.
It was not a managerial decision. It was an idea, an inspiration by a group of employees.
And we are ready to roll.
Yeah!
Robin Hall directed the parade for 10 years.
A lot of people were first-generation Americans, or they were immigrants, and they always celebrated over the holidays, and they wanted to have some kind of big street fair.
Before we had the magnificent Macy's parade balloons, we had live animals that came from the Central Park Zoo.
Amy Kuehl took over the directing duties last year.
The idea came about, well, how could we still have animals but not live? So Tony Sard, who was the head of the parade at that time, came up with the great idea of having balloons.
But that was long before there were the larger-than-life characters we have now. The earliest balloons flew upside down. In 1927, Goodyear figured out the magic, how to make them soar.
Over the years, the parade grew and grew and grew. At the end of the parade, the most delightful tradition, one that people really don't believe, is that they let these huge balloons go. They just release them into the air.
I listened to it on radio back in 1945.
The very first radio broadcast was in 1932. TV coverage started in 1948. But the black and white broadcast didn't do the colorful parade justice.
So you're painting that orange, I suppose. That's right.
This scene from 1963, restored from the NBC Film Library,
even on television, you might like to know what goes into the making of one of these monster balloons.
Shows the Donald Duck balloon being hand-painted. And let's see if you can guess who holds the record for most appearances. That's right, jolly old Saint Nick himself.
Hey, Santa! Happy Thanksgiving!
It seems just about everyone has their personal favorite moments.
When the Barney balloon would come out, I would say he's super-de-duper.
The favorite float would probably be Snoopy.
Snoopy made his debut in 1968 and holds the record for most outfit changes, 6 and counting.
Peanuts were huge growing up back in the 70s when I was a kid.
Actress Vanessa Williams grew up in New York watching the parade each Thanksgiving and has performed twice.
As you wake up, turn on the TV and see what the floats were going to be. You'd see who's performing, and of course you'd see the Rockettes perform.
The Radio City Rockettes have been a parade staple, performing every year since 1957. In 2003, even the Donald got in on the act.
They asked me would I fly my helicopter over the parade and narrate.
The parade is starting right here, 77th Street in Central Park West. It's a great place. It's a beautiful park. Too bad it's not for sale.
The high-flying Mr. Trump gave us a view from the top.
And I had a great time doing it. It was amazing. To see it from above, like 1,000 feet above, was fantastic. And it became sort of a moment for the parade because people still talk about it. But that was a lot of fun for me.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has become a cultural icon.
No matter who you are, where you grew up, odds are you've got a memory, and I think that's the thing that kind of unites us, in that we all grew up watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
It was so much fun to witness so many big stars every year. You know, of course, stars from Broadway.
Come sweeping down the plain, where the waves and leaves, it sure smells sweet.
Pop stars, actors,
Happy Thanksgiving to my mom and dad.
actresses,
Sitting on my dad's shoulders, trying to see all the parade and all the balloons.
politicians, all sorts of people wanted to stop by because it was such a celebration.
And my kid is 2 years old. She saw Snoopy, started screaming. This is quintessential New York. It's the kickstart of the holiday season. You Americans know how to throw a party.
From its humble beginnings with 400 employees looking for a way to share the holiday spirit, to today, where an estimated 50 million people tune in, perhaps hoping to catch, if only for a few minutes, their own miracle on 34th Street.